close your eyes and take a deep breath in. Then slowly and gently let the breath out. Again, deep breath in and slowly and gently let the breath out. One more time, deep breath in, slowly and gently let the breath out. Just relax, that's right, just relax. Now imagine walking around your favourite zoo. Imagine the smells of all the animals, all the enclosures. What does it smell like? The sun is shining and the birds are singing their beautiful song. Can you hear them? Can you hear the amazing sounds of all the different animals? Can you hear the sounds of the tigers as they roar? Can you hear the chimpanzees calling out to each other in the distance? This is a truly wonderful place to be. You walk along until you come to the elephant enclosure, and you stop and have a look, taking in their beautiful leathery skin and great big flapping ears. And as you stand there looking at the elephants, you hear a soft sound. Psst. You look around to see where it's coming from. You don't know. Then you hear it again. Psst. Hey, you. You look at the elephants and notice that there is one of them standing on his own. He looks like a very young elephant because he's not as big as all the others. So you look at him and you look at his big, deep brown eyes when you hear him say, "Psst, yes, you." You are stunned. The elephant just spoke to you. Your mouth drops open and you just stare at him. Are you deaf? The elephant asks, and he gives you a smile. Are you talking to me? You ask of him. He nods and he tells you that his name is Percy. And he tells you he needs your help with something. So you walk closer to the elephant and you listen to what he has to say. He tells you he needs to escape and find his cousin Archie, the woolly mammoth. Archie is hiding because he is the only woolly mammoth left in the whole world. And he wants you to help him get Archie to safety. So you agree to help him, but you don't know how. Percy says it's okay. Percy says that if you walk around the enclosure, there is a big gate you can sneak in. It's behind the trees and no one will notice. So you walk around and sneak into the enclosure through the gate, where Percy is waiting for you. Percy takes you inside the massive building where they live and where they keep warm, and he guides you to a large door at the back. It's nearly closing time for the zoo, and there are not many people around. Percy shows you the key hanging up by the door, and he asks you to open it for him because, well, he can't really. Percy doesn't have any hands, so he can't do it himself. But before you do, he tells you to put on the keeper's coat and hat, and also his dark glasses. So you do this, and when you turn back to Percy, you see he also has on a big coat, a big hat, and dark glasses. And you think he looks very funny with his trunk sticking out, and you start to laugh. Percy is a bit miffed at this because he thinks he looks very smart. So you stop laughing. You reach up and take the key and put it into the lock. It's a bit stiff at first, but you manage it, and you turn and open the door. The two of you and Percy, sneak out, taking care not to be seen by any people who may still be there. You leave the zoo and you both hurry along the street until you get to a bus stop where you stop and wait for the next bus to take you to the countryside. A few people stare at Percy and think what huge feet he has, but then they carry on walking. The bus arrives and you get on. You pay the driver and tell him you are going to the countryside to see your friend. Percy sits by the window on the bus, and on the journey he chats to you, telling you about himself and his family, about where his family comes from. Percy was born at the zoo, but his family, they come from the African bush. You arrive at the countryside and get off the bus. You walk across a very large field and into the woods at the other end. Percy starts calling out to Archie, his cousin, the big woolly mammoth.
Archie,
he calls out.
Archie.
When suddenly, from out behind the trees, comes Archie, the big, woolly mammoth. Percy is Archie's only friend, and they hug each other when they meet. Percy tells Archie who you are, and that you are here to help him get to the mountains where he will be safe and free. Archie, the big woolly mammoth, shyly says hello and smiles at you. Archie is enormous, with a very long, shaggy coat and great big tusks. But he does have rather a cheeky grin, and you like Archie. You tell Archie all about escaping from the zoo and how exciting it was. Archie asks you to play some games with him because he has been very lonely and he's had no one to play with. And he tells you you can have a ride on his back if you like. So you do. Archie bends his huge legs so that you can climb up on his back. And he straightens up, and off the three of you go. And you are having so much fun with Archie. What a great day this has turned out to be. So play with Archie and Percy for a while, and have some fun and enjoy the day. after a little while, you realise that you still have to take Archie up to the mountains. So you stop playing now and begin to walk. And you walk for what feels like a very long way, and you are getting tired now. But just as you think your legs are going to stop working, Percy tells you that you are there. You have walked up one side of a mountain and come down on the other side. And you see that you are in the most beautiful valley, and the sun is shining brightly in the sky. The grass, oh, it's so green. So green it looks good enough to eat. And Archie is very pleased about that, because that is what he likes to eat the most: grass. There are other animals here for Archie to play with too. What other animals can you see? Can you hear any other animals? What do they sound like? They look like they are lots of fun. And Archie really wants to go and say hello to them, because he is such a friendly, happy mammoth. You realise now that you have to say goodbye to Archie, because you and Percy have brought him here to this safe and wonderful place. The place where he will never be lonely again. So you give Archie a huge hug and say thank you to him for letting you ride on his back. Archie hugs you back, and he thanks you too for helping him not to be afraid and not to be lonely anymore. So now it's time for you to return home, and for Percy to return to the zoo. So take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. Deep breath in and slowly let it out. One last time, deep breath in and slowly let it out. You have had so much fun here with Archie and Percy, and you know that if ever you want to return here, Archie and Percy will be waiting for you. Sometimes it's hard to be different, but you know, just because someone's different, they shouldn't be made to feel that way. We should always treat people the same, with love and with kindness. Everyone deserves to be loved for who they are, and nobody should ever be made to feel lonely or sad. Everyone is unique, and everyone is very, very special. So now, whenever you are ready, wriggle your fingers and wriggle your toes. Have a great big stretch and open your eyes.